Good day and welcome America and beyond. I'm Tom Donahue for Tom Donahue Reports and the briefing down to the final few days here before Election Day. Over 50 million votes have already been cast. It's going to get really interesting here. And I was contemplating, what if Trump wins? And even though I've told you my prediction and others, and I know people want to be optimistic, and if they are a MAGA person or if they're someone that just wants the GOP or just wants Trump to win. But I gave this some more thought, and I said, okay, he's got the hardcore MAGA base. Yeah, he'll peel off some black men and some Latino, although the Puerto Rico fiasco at Madison Square Garden doesn't help. I mean, there's so much talk of garbage, okay? I mean, you have that started with Trump saying that the U.S. has become basically a garbage bin for the refuge. These other nations are disposed of them to cause havoc and mayhem. But anyway, so he started with that, then the Puerto Rico joke and island of garbage, and then Biden. And I think that he, because of his mental confusion, and also he's got language problems in terms of the stutter, and I think he just messed up. I think it was a gaffe. I think it was a snafu. Now, there are some conspiracy theories that say that that's his way of getting back at Harris. Well, I mean, we just don't know for sure. And then Trump, I have to say that his team, his staff, if they would have done a better job at vetting who actually was worthy to speak at Madison Square Garden for Trump, final week, make or break. McDonald's, now Trump, although he had some issues getting into that garbage truck, but they said they put that together pretty quickly. The photo op and the stunt is pretty spot on and genius, okay? I mean, I have to give credit where credit's due. So these stunts could be enough that you have to remember, we're living in a society where everything is available to us for consumption, in terms of streaming and podcasting and, video, movies, and it's just, everything's right. I mean, at any time you could be watching something and you can be entertained. So this entertainment generation, instant gratification, if you really look at Trump, what does he provide you with? Besides certain policy things, which we've talked about, and he's borrowed from others, and it's, overall pretty good. He's an entertainer. He's a disruptor. It's chaos. It's Dennis the Menace. Many people might say, hey, this is going to be fun. I want to watch the car crashes and the train wrecks and the bombs go off and just theater of the absurd. So I kept thinking, there could be some people that just say, you know what, this is going to be a fun ride. And they want to observe that. I mean, remember, he comes from the celebrity and entertainment field. Yes, he's a businessman, but the Celebrity Apprentice, he used to make all these guest appearances before he became a candidate. He liked being on these talk shows and mixing it up. And, he always wanted certain news press and, whether it was Page 6 in the New York Post this guy, even the media, their ratings go up when they cover Trump. So if Harris goes in, except for the honeymoon period, the first 100 days, after that, the shine, the luster is gone. Trump's going to every day give you something to talk about. He's going to entertain you. He's going to tick you off. He's going to, so the chaos, the circus, it really is. It is a political circus. I mean, it's like the circus comes to town. And so I'm thinking that maybe, even though the deeply despise, incredible hatred and Trump derangement syndrome, but it's kind of a love-hate thing, but it's almost like they can't stop watching. They can't stop consuming. He could get in by virtue of some people just saying, hey, I want more of this. People have become conditioned. They've become accustomed to this. This has really been part of the daily media diet for a decade now. And so it's become normalized. Maybe people are somewhat addicted to this. This is a different slant, different way of looking at this. I don't know. You just never know. I mean, people like watching a lot of crazy, bizarre, whacked out things. And it is a reality show. I mean, I mean, the Apprentice show was a staged thing, but really we would have the theater of the absurd, the political circus. We'd have this form of entertainment. Some things that are supposed to be entertainment can hurt. It can upset you. It can, just like watching sports. One team's going to win and the other's going to lose. There's going to be a lot of agony, and there's going to be a lot of despair, as well as exuberance and excitement and celebration. It'll be interesting to see what happens here, but I'm really starting to think that the celebrity, the reality show, which is the Trump show, people might want this to continue, because it would continue in a different form if he loses, because then you're going to have all the legal drama, and he'll still do, stop the steal, and he's going to declare that it's a rigged election, and so we'll have all that, but at some point, the Trump show ends, especially the political side of it. A lot of people don't want shows to be canceled. They don't want shows to end. But there's a shelf life for everything. So is the shelf life and the time expiration really here for Trump politically? We'll see. But anyway, this is my take, at least my take as it relates to a little bit different way of looking at this and breaking this down and just trying to look at the psychology of the race. What may go into this decision making that could turn the tide. But I haven't changed my mind. I still say Harris wins by about 5 points. Probably over 300 electoral votes. But again, I'm not Nostradamus. I'm not even, Lichtman and his 13 keys. But he's gotten almost every race right. And he says he's not changing his mind. Harris wins. So I'm going to continue sharing my views, my takes, my ideas, right on up till Election Day and beyond. Tom Donahue Reports, The Briefing.